Hello and welcome. Today, bit of a Porsche video. So this on your screen right now is a Porsche 959, an absolutely glorious Porsche, one of the best handling ones in my opinion for just absolute fun. And this vehicle is a bit on the pricey side. From legendary dealership, this car will set you back well over a million credits, but this vehicle has a really good engine, and the thing is, we can actually swap this into other Porsches. So with update 1.38 to Gran Turismo 7, we can now swap this 959 engine into the Porsche Carrera RS 964 as well as the Porsche Carrera RS 901, and these vehicles handle the engine swap completely differently, and that's what we're gonna go over in today's video. Now, if you guys do go on to enjoy this video, don't forget, leave a like and subscribe for more Gran Turismo 7 content. Now, starting off with the 964, this Porsche, if we fully upgrade the standard engine, well, we should be left with around 450 brake horsepower. Now, when it comes to driving this vehicle in Gran Turismo 7, fully upgraded, it's actually a really good time. Around Kyoto Driving Park, this vehicle has the right amount of basically everything. When it comes to just letting the tail end step out, it just gives the right enough to a point where it's enjoyable. You can have fun with the vehicle, but if you want to rein it in, you can, and you can set fast lap times. Around Kyoto Driving Park, you'll find this vehicle setting lap times around the 1 minute 35, 1 minute 36 second mark, you know, around that ballpark, which is quite respectable considering the fact that the vehicle is from the early 90s, but at the same time it has less than 500 brake horsepower and weighs only just over 1000 kgs, coming in at 1008 kgs. But overall acceleration, braking, and just enjoyability is there for this Carrera RS. Now, if we jump into the older RS, things get a little bit different. Now, this vehicle is a bit more wilder to handle. So this vehicle, with all the ultimate parts applied to it, it produces 468 brake horsepower. Now, with the 901 having a bit less weight and relatively the same power, you can't really put that power down. In fact, it's a bit more out of control. You can't really handle it as much, and you can't set fast lap times in this Porsche. Around Kyoto Driving Park, you're gonna find yourself setting lap times around a 1 minute 40 second mark, which is what, 4 to 5 seconds slower than the 964, even though it has roughly the same power and is even lighter. It's really just not the best, to be honest with you, because it's just all over the place. It takes so much out of you to just keep it in line. You lose a whole lot of time. Now, when it comes to engine swapping these vehicles, the engine swap costs 975,000 credits. Yes, you are spending just shy of a million credits for this engine swap. And is this engine swap worth it? Absolutely not. No. When it comes to fuel economy, I do not see this engine being usable for the more endurance money making events, because it's not a race car engine. It's just a super powerful street car engine, which means it's gonna absolutely eat fuel. So with that being said, a million is a bit steep, but I understand there are gonna be enthusiasts who are gonna want to swap it. So if we swap it in, the standard 959 engine produces 443 brake horsepower. So now when it comes to fully upgrading the 959 engine, you are gonna be left with 835 brake horsepower. So in the Porsche Carrera RS 964, this is a lot more power. I mean, even in the other RS, it is a lot more power, but the question is it going to be able to handle it? Now, when it comes to the 964, with the 959 engine being in it, it is a really good time. The car's overall power delivery is spot on. It handles the power extremely well, and you just have a load of fun, and you're able to go around circuit and actually enjoy yourself. You aren't fighting for your life, you don't have to stress about it. Yes, the vehicle does step out and you do need to tweak the handling to your liking, because when it comes to vehicles like this, I am going to put my tune at the end, but to be honest with you, I just can't nail the tune on these classic Porsches. However, this is what I found to work best. So this Porsche, it kicks out when you get on the accelerator. If you have no traction on, it lights up the racing soft tires. It is not afraid to just put you sideways, so you do need to be aware of and just understand and sense what the car is doing, because before you know it, you're going to be traveling at well over 300 kilometers per hour. As I said, these cars gain speed extremely quickly. So something else that I have a bit of an issue with the Porsche 964 is downforce. Frankly, I don't think it has enough downforce to really suit the vehicle and give it full capabilities to absolutely blast it around the circuit. However, it is such an exhilarating experience. It'll leave you with your eyes wide open, because the car is just so punchy and so aggressive, but in a good way. It wants you to go to the absolute limit, and it wants to really just get you around circuit in any way, shape or form, but get you around the circuit as quickly as possible. Now yes, you do need to be awake, because this car will throw you into a barrier with the snap of a finger. It is not afraid to do that. Now if I'm complaining about downforce in the 964, that means there's absolutely no shot that the 901 is going to be able to handle this engine swap. And when I tell you, that statement is absolutely spot on. When it comes to downforce with the Porsche Carrera RS 901, well, frankly, there isn't any. You can only add front downforce and add that up to 100. That's it. There's zero downforce on the rear, and that causes this vehicle to be absolutely all over the place. When I tell you, I hated every single second of this engine swap in the 901 RS. Look, I just wasn't able to get a grasp of it. Look, you may be able to handle it, you may be able to tune it and just bring it, to just be able to control it. Frankly, I can't, and it's the same reason as to why I don't like the VW Beetle. It's like there's too much power for the car to handle. No matter how you try to tune it, you can get it to handle as best as possible, but you can never get to handle 100% to your liking. It's gonna be all over the place. It's gonna be an absolute nightmare to drive, and you aren't really gonna be setting that fast of a lap time because of how much time you have to spend fighting to just keep it in line. Now you see, the 964 is absolutely perfect. It has the right amounts of fights in it where it's still enjoyable, whereas the 901 just takes it a bit too far. And I think it's because the car is already lighter, the car is having the same power, and it has less downforce. It really is, it just has so many things against it that I don't really feel is worth it when it comes to swapping the engine in to the 901 Carrera. If you want to swap the 959 engine into one of these RSs, you better make sure it's a 964, because otherwise you will be kicking yourself, because you wasted over 1 million credits by swapping it in to the 901. So I want to hear from you guys. Maybe I'm just having a bad experience. For you, you could absolutely love the 901 and say, oh, it's even better than the 964, but frankly, I don't see that being possible. So this engine swap, even in the 964, I will not rate it extremely high, because it's not the fastest swap out there. Yes, you have an absolute blast, but there's no money grinding potential. There isn't. Even the performance points for these vehicles are extremely high, almost at the 800 performance points mark. So the detuning that you need to do to get it to be competitive is a bit much, and I think that's really the problem right there. So with all this being said, I hope you guys did go on to enjoy this video. Don't forget, leave a like and subscribe for more Gran Turismo 7 content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.